And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and what you're about to watch today is an excerpt from the Building Your Small Account series that Sean has been building for you guys. Now, I especially wanted to post this one out there for everybody to see because Sean goes over some immediate price action for today, as well as you can see him manage his trade live, as well as add to his position. I think there's a lot of golden nuggets that you guys can learn from, in addition to, just general market conditions right now. What is happening with Bitcoin? So, sit back and enjoy this video.
And welcome back to this next episode of the Building Your Small Account series. Alrighty, so it is a Friday and we just closed a brand new 4-day candle. And yesterday was a pretty important day in regards to how this candle would close. We're going to go ahead and start with our Discord because I do have a screenshot on what Bitcoin looked like yesterday. Now, we don't have a Bitcoin trade, but we do have a Ethereum trade, and the Ethereum momentum is going to be largely dependent on how strong Bitcoin wants to look, especially at the current juncture where things are beginning to turn around in regards to which one of the two charts is easier to trade, right? In my opinion, it's a bit easier now to look for trades on Bitcoin than on Ethereum, but we're going to still wait for the monthly close. But we'll get back to that very soon. Just switching on over to Discord. Okay, so right over here, it's not too zoomed in. Let me just go ahead and try to adjust that for you guys. Okay, cool. So we were coming up right against the weekly dynamic on Bitcoin, right? And what I posted on the Discord was essentially saying, hey guys, I was like, morning. Don't get too bullish over here, guys. Wait for the 4-day candle to close, right? In the similar vein, let me just go ahead and just hide up the Discord really quickly, get back to the charts. Okay, right over here, I think you guys can see the right chart. Yes, I believe so. Right over here, you guys can see that Ethereum was also up against the weekly dynamic. And Ethereum was actually pushing further into the weekly dynamic. Bitcoin hadn't touched it just yet. Ethereum had. And that was something I was concerned about, right? And here's another thing to note. Even though we are sitting right up against the weekly dynamic over here, and I was a bit concerned about price seeing a rejection over here, I did not take profits right over here, right? Because like we mentioned in the previous video, this could have shot deeper into the weekly dynamic. I was watching it. I also want to mention that we'll talk about the 4-day very soon in more detail, but Ethereum was living above its 4-day dynamic while Bitcoin wasn't. So Ethereum showing a tad bit more strength than Bitcoin over here. So this was enough reason to be like, you know what, I don't want to get too picky without taking my profits over here, because this could have very well shot up to the top of the dynamic. That being said, I was watching it and I was looking for weakness, so we did take partial profits as we saw that weakness, right? So let me go ahead and quickly show our BitGet. Should I switch to the lower time frames first and show you guys how price proceeded towards the downside? And right over here, you guys can see that on the 4-hour time frame, we topped out at around 1600 and started showing weakness along the candles, right? And this kind of price action, guys, candlestick analysis alone would have been enough to determine that, you know what, this is a distribution and we're likely going to come down, and you can go ahead and use your oscillator module. You should be using your oscillator modules, by the way, especially in this kind of price action, to find that confirmation that, hey, we do have bearish divergence, right? Right over here, you guys can see our oscillators pushed up really high. Price did not, though, right? You can see that right over here, start showing weakness, oscillators going down, price showing signs of wanting to go up, but that weakness was very apparent. So that, along with the fact that we are sitting right up against the weekly dynamic right over here, right? This entire zone was weekly dynamic, was indicating that, hey, we are likely seeing distribution. Likely is the key word. So I essentially started taking out profits right when we started taking out these wicks over here, right? So this is around the region, around 1520-ish was where I started getting out of the trade. And again, didn't get out of did not get out of the top at all, right? I'm not too keen on ever doing that. If we ever do get out of the top, it's going to be in hindsight, by complete fluke. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch on to BitGet now. So you guys can see that Our position size is now 142, so we took out half of our position, kept it very simple, very stress free, and open price is around 1407. Still the same open price. I haven't adjusted anything yet. I may be looking to add at the current juncture, so this open price may go up. Unrealized PNL sitting at around 143, realized PNL 165. So you add these together, we currently have a PNL of around $300, right, out of which we've booked 165. Other than that, there's nothing much really to speak on. We haven't added any new positions. I was looking to add a new position on Matic, but I'm not too sure on that one just yet. So I'm going to stick to Ethereum and perhaps Bitcoin very, very soon now, because the month is closing, right? And our rule was stay away from Bitcoin until the month closes, and Bitcoin's beginning to look good. So I just got to hold off for a few more days. Let's just back over the charts now. Okay, I think you guys should be able to see. Okay, so why am I looking to add on Ethereum over here? Well, here's the thing. I kind of alluded to one good reason already was the fact that we have the 4-day dynamic right underneath, right? We also have the 4-hour dynamic right over here, and you guys can see that we are finding support. In fact, you know what? I'm just very, very tempted to go, and especially with this kind of price action, very tempted to add a tad bit of our position right away, because another thing that's going on over here, guys, is that we are seeing 4-hour divergence potentially flip to 4 bearish divergence flip into bullish divergence. I think this is something we discussed in the previous video. I said 1-hour divergence is going to flip into 4-hour divergence, bullish divergence, right? No, wait, we said 1-hour divergence, 1-hour bearish divergence flipping into 1-hour bullish divergence, and then we are going to have the 4-hour divergence to contend with, right? And we contended with that already. We saw the 4-hour divergence over here. So yeah, now we're seeing the 4-hour divergence potentially flip into 4-hour bullish divergence. So let's go ahead and add to our position right over here, actually, because we can manage this very, very easily, right? We can manage this on the 4-hour dynamic, right, and use this wick over here as a warning signal. So essentially what you guys could do, if you guys are so inclined, is go ahead and add a alert right underneath this wick over here, right? You could do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to watch it, because I'm going to be in the computer for the next few hours anyways. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do, can you guys see my screen? No, you guys cannot see my screen. Okay, cool. So now you guys can probably see my screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to add half of our previous position. Okay, we don't want to get too aggressive because the weekly dynamic is still overhead. So we're going to say, you guys are looking at the Bitcoin chart at the moment. Switch back on over the theme. So our current long position is all the way from down over here, right? So price could come all the way down over there, so we want to have some gunpowder, and even if it does come down there, we're going to be looking to manage our position underneath that level, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add half of the position that we got out. So we essentially exited 1.42, right? So what is half of that? 0.771 to be a little more precise. So we can go ahead and switch on the right hand side of the screen. You're going to see that I'm switching my I'm switching from nominal value to a actual quantity unit. Okay, so this will allow me to just go ahead and say, hey, I want to buy 0.71 Ethereum back. I'm just going to go ahead and say buy long, price 5109, 50. I'm just going to I'm not going to get nitpicky. I'm just going to go ahead and switch to 20. So essentially buy market. Okay, cool. Yeah, before clicking confirm like I was about to do, just go ahead and make sure that everything is in order. Make sure you do not have any extra zeros in here. And yeah, things should be good. Yeah, not much margin. That one open long. Price, of course, price ticked up while I was double checking everything. I'm just going to go ahead and slide this up there. Just going to keep this on here. Okay, and we're going to switch back on auto screen. We're likely going to get filled. There we go. So once you stop caring, that's exactly when you tend to get filled, right? You're like, okay, I'm not going to chase price anymore. I'm just going to leave that on here, and I'm going to leave. And that's exactly when price detects that you've stopped caring, and that's when you get filled. Quick tips, guys. Quick tips. Okay, so yeah, so we've added to our position, or rather added back to our position, half of our position. So let's see how that goes. How we're going to be managing this position is this region right over here, right? We have the wick to manage our position from, as well as the 4-hour dynamic. So the first clue is going to be, hey, taking out the wick over there, get ready to get out of your position. Exiting the 4-hour dynamic, or closing underneath the 4-hour dynamic, is a definite exit, right? Now here's the thing: if you take out that wick low as well as close into the lower region of the 4-hour dynamic, that's going to be good enough for me to just exit the position. But if we take out the wick low but then close above the 4-hour dynamic, that's not going to be enough, right? So just to explain what I mean, on what conditions am I going to be getting out? Okay, if we take out this wick low and then close underneath this region, I'm out of my position. Okay, if we take out the wick low but then close above the region, I'm still going to hold on to the position. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Is there anything else I want to discuss? And one final note on Bitcoin is me essentially liking how we actually did close this 4-day as well as the 3-day as well as the 2-day on Bitcoin, right? Yeah, we are seeing some resistance along the 4-day dynamic, 3-day dynamic, etc. But these candle closes were just through pure price action, right? And even trend analysis, by the way, you're seeing potential bottoming signs over here, right? A W-like formation, and we've closed over the neckline on the 2-day. So that's pretty confidence inducing, but we have to guard against the 4-day dynamic resistance coming right overhead over here. You guys can see that it has proven to be a problem area for Bitcoin. So this is beginning to look good. Okay, we are putting in a high low and we have put in a high high. So the 4-day trend is now officially broken. The downtrend is broken, right? You could make a strong argument for this officially being a 4-day uptrend. I would like to see a little bit more of a structure form over here though. But yeah, this is beginning to look good. So we want to be optimistically cautious. Okay, so with that, I think we're going to wrap up this video over here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to edit it and push it up into the series list. See you guys soon. Ciao.